Hey, it's Andrew Downs. I'm proud to support Three Beards Media, and I would love to work with you. If you need merchandise for your company, organization, band, softball team, whatever, I can help. From name brand apparel to promotional items, large orders or small, online stores, and more, I can help your brand stand out. AKC Marketing is local, based in Johnston, and we are an employee-owned business, so our costs are low and our turnaround times are fast. But most importantly, we give you personal service to make sure you get exactly what you're looking for. Email me at andrew@akcmarketing.com or find me on social media, and let's make some cool stuff together. Now sit back and enjoy this Three Beards Media podcast.
Red and gold on the edge of the sky, feel the rumble, hear the battle cry. Out in Ames where the storms ignite, we don't back down, we rise and fight. Jack Trice's name, yeah, it echoes strong. A story of honor still marches on. Through the rain, through the pain, through the fire we roar. 'Cause we were built to thrive in the eye of the storm. Feel the ground shake, hear the crowd roar. Cyclone power, can't take no more. Legends rise, this is our norm. We stand tall in the eye of the storm. There's a cyclone brewing on the outskirts tonight. Jack Trice shakes when the team takes flight. Milton's rocking, hear the magical. We rise together, we'll never fall. Feel the magic, you can't deny. Marcus Stars are taking off straight to the sky. Brent, big play, Kirby making history. When the moment gets tough, that's a cyclone wave. Through the trenches, through the lane, through the heat, through the rain. When the storm comes rolling, we embrace the fight. 'Cause the cyclones strike when the time is right. Feel the cyclones strike when the time is right.
All right, welcome back to the side of the storm. It's been a while since we've been together, guys, but we are back. We're talking all things cyclones. We are live from the AKC Marketing Studio, brought to all of us by AKC Marketing Studio and Andrew Downs. I think I'm repeating myself there, and sponsored by Revelton Distilling Company out of Osceola, Iowa, and Dan Douglas with Greenbrae Realty. I'm Dave Larson, bumbling over his words once again, here with my Storm Team partners and Cyclone greats, Mr. Vintage, literally Mr. Vintage tonight, Brent Big Play Curvey, and the legend Marcus Pfizer. Brent, we got to ask, show that jersey. Oh.
I mean, you kind of see it, look, a little old school, you know, had the stripe from the, yeah, all that.
That thing is absolutely beautiful. You know, do you kind of hope that this year's team comes out with some of those? Every so often you see something posted on social media about throwback jerseys, and I know our colleague Chris Shipley just has wet dreams galore about that jersey in particular. Do you want to see those come back?
I mean, I like variations, man. I like, nods to the old school stuff, so I'm all about it. But they had I think last year they had the script writing on the helmets and the old Jack Trice joints. Wasn't that last year? Or was that the year before?
Probably a couple years with the Jack Trice jersey, because that was that colored pant that made it look like it's a nude pant.
Yeah, it was like,
you never need that one anymore.
Yeah, we cool on that. I like the jersey. The pant just kind of lost me a little bit, but
we got a lot of ESPN time from there.
Right. Sometimes you gotta have a bad uni here and there to get a little traction on the internet.
So, but the one you're wearing, that's one of those classic ones. I could see them bringing that back, and maybe, and Brent, you weren't with us 2 weeks ago, but they've got that Cardinal helmet now with the white Cyclone script on it. That jersey that you're wearing would be a nice addition with that helmet.
Yeah, for sure. It would go good. Yep.
All right, and Marcus, give us a weather lowdown. How is it out there in Vegas?
Sweltering as usual. It is currently 103.
Oh, and what? 4 o'clock?
4:07. It was me and Junior when we worked out this morning. It was literally 80, 83, 84 degrees. Nice breeze was blowing. He actually drove windows down and everything going to the gym, and got my phone, opened it up. Okay, it's gonna be a good day today. They said about 3 or 4 o'clock it's gonna be 103. I was like, come on, man, what happened to the breeze? Like, it was clouds out and everything, but now is as normal. So,
well, we are in the summer doldrums. Is that a word, doldrums? All right. Brent, you have to tell us. A couple weeks ago, you were missing. You were on
Mhm.
a train, or at least on the train tracks. How did you
Oh yeah,
survive going over that bridge? Because if you could describe it, you're basically in a two-seat, oversized bike on train tracks. Is that correct?
yeah, yeah, pretty much. I mean, so it was actually super dope. Um, and I think the best analogy is like you guys ever played Donkey Kong?
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Like you know how you kind of hear that tuk, and you know you're jumping. It sounds just like that the entire ride. I mean,
Mm.
it's got like the motorized carts and all of that, man. But you're literally on a bike, and if you ever like stop, which we will, um, they had two spots that you stop at, basically picture spots, and one was right over that huge bridge. And I was like, we're cool. I'll be all right. Not gonna lie, scared shitless, but
Mm.
made it through it. So I was like, I could look to my left because that's where my lady was sitting at. I could look into the horizon that way. It was great. But looking on this side of me, when nothing was there, I felt like I was about to fall out the cart. So I was like, I was leaning towards her and kind of looking over my shoulder, like, ooh, shit, this is crazy.
That
But
makes
we're
my
all right.
bones hurt, man.
And meanwhile, she's
Man.
leaning into you, doing the
Yeah.
same thing that you're doing to her.
And so all I was doing, I said, let me just record it. So I just put my phone over here and just, held my face steady, stay straight down here. It was like, yeah, I got to see it all. And I looked at it after and I was like, oh, that's crazy.
How many
But
times are
once
you
we did it,
strapped in? Like, you have to have so much safety gear, don't you? Or can you
nah,
just?
it's just a seatbelt. Gotta have a
Ugh.
seatbelt. You stay inside the cart, man. And it's but it was cool though. It honestly was. It was that part was scary because it's you can't see nothing. But we rode at night, so on the way back you couldn't see anything. So it was pitch black. You're just riding. You know the space
No,
is coming
no.
dark, but the thing about it, so we were the last cart to go out, which meant we were the first cart to come back. So once we knew the bridge was getting there, you can kind of kick it a little bit so that you fly kind of, fly over the bridge pretty quick. So we knew the bridge was coming up, and I was like, "Oh shit!" We
Oh,
turned those wheels a little bit and got through it. It was a whole lot easier coming back.
And this
But
bridge is like a canyon that you're going over. You're not. It's not a roadway bridge. You're looking down into the tops of trees, right?
these are actual train tracks. I think she said it was a 420-foot drop. I think is what it was. So, but you can't see anything because all you see is the tops of trees. You can't see nothing. There's a track and then tops of trees. They're like, hey, don't put anything over the cart, like keep everything inside. So I was like, almost like you're working out, doing leg press, and you got those handlebars that you hold on to. So I was just holding on to them some bitches and pedaling
hmm.
real quick to get this thing rolling and took the phone out real quick to record. And I was like, woo, that was crazy.
Are
But
you out there with your Revelton then?
you
I
you
hope
can.
not.
I wasn't,
Oh, wow.
but you absolutely can. Yeah, it's people that they have coolers and all of that stuff because there's a four-seater and there was a group that went in front of us and one of them had a backpack and they were asking us if we wanted some before we all took off and started going. But you can booze it on up on your ride. It's
Wow.
kind of cool. I mean, it's like a 2-hour trip. You get to a spot, you stop, you get out, and then you basically turn right back around and come back. So but it was really cool. We're gonna go again. It was dope. It was dope. Cool little
Nice.
experience, man. So
Well,
got to see I didn't know there was a YMCA in Boone. Like there's
Hmm.
like a big YMCA there, and it's
well,
off in the woods.
it's a summer camp up there, right?
Yeah, I
I
didn't
think
know
I went
that.
up
Yeah,
there as a kid. That thing's been there forever. Oh yeah.
it's still there. Yeah, so we
Wow.
rode. The track goes right by it. So got to ride up and you see the house kind of off in the setting there, and it was super cool. The sights, we went kind of the sunset deal. So yeah, we'll definitely go back and take the kids this time and see how scared we can have them.
Awesome. Well, fellas, we are a month and 1 week away from the first game in Dublin against Kansas State. Last week, of course, there
Come
was the
here.
Big 12 Media Day in Frisco, Texas. Participating for the Cyclones of Coach was head coach Matt Campbell. Dominic Orange, Mr. Big Citrus, Rocco Becht, John Tez Williams, Jeremiah Cooper, and Tyler Miller from the offensive line representing the Cyclones. Not a lot of nuggets really coming out of there. In particular, I think that, it's really just about talking about the season, and heck, they haven't even really started practices yet. Is there anything that, as fans or even as former players, Brent, that you guys can read into or take out of those type of events, or is it just really to gain some publicity before the season starts to try to get some fans excited for the season, regardless of what school you're coming in there to represent?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, as a player, yeah, Big 12 Media's day is just. I always took it as like it was for the captains. You go, you talk about the team. I mean, you're just doing interviews. I mean, there's not a ton of excitement that you can get from it. It's all about what we expect to do, and everybody always talks about doing great, right? So it's kind of the rah rah piece that you have to do. But I mean, I never put any stock in that type of stuff just because it's truly just players talking. You get the head coach talking a little bit, but the reality is this just puts us a step closer to the Saturdays that we've all been waiting for. That's the reality.
Yeah.
That means it's coming up.
Marcus, thoughts on Big 12 Media?
Well, I mean, I always call stuff like that busy work. It's always something that's you don't necessarily want to do. You understand it, but as a player, depending on the time that it comes, if it's where you've been working out and training and practicing and stuff like that, you don't want to have to deal with any other stuff. And then, depending on who you are as the player, you may be there longer. Just a lot of photos that's not, the right photo, and it's just as a baller, I'm just ready to hoop. That's basically it. You can use the same media stuff that you got from my freshman year. I didn't care. let's just get everything done with it and get to playing. But that like I said, I understand the reasoning for it and all, but sometimes stuff like that go a little too long.
And of course, Coach Campbell now is one of the deans of the Big 10 or Big 12 conference there, entering his 10th year at Iowa State. There seems to be a lot of respect that was provided in the other coach interviews that I caught wind of. I saw day one. I forgot all about day two, just got busy with my day, but a lot of respect and admiration for what Coach Campbell has done with the program and the heights that the Cyclones have gone to. And one thing I found rather interesting, though, is that this year they're not doing a coaches poll. In years past, that's something we've all sort of looked forward to. What do the other coaches think of each team and trying to slot them? Of course, last year, Arizona State was picked last, and we know how that turned out.
Right.
Do you miss the coaches poll?
This is, I'm right there with Marcus, man. It's kind of like, I mean, I don't, that's more so for the fans and
right
people like that. But, people that, you're playing, you're in it, you don't really care because the reality is you got to prove anyway, So it's like Arizona State's picked last, and then they had to prove it, right? So I don't think that, doesn't affect me for sure either way. I can tell you that because I'm a form my own opinion anyway based on what I see, and go from there.
I found it interesting. There was a poll that came out. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if it was yesterday or today. Sometimes these days. Sorry about that. I got a vacation picture there that will be shown here.
Like that's the poll, huh? Is that a poll or a pool?
I was trying to find the poll. I thought I grabbed it before the show and entered it into the
poll
into our photo stream there.
Yeah, hopped up there.
There was a USA Today poll that came out for the Big 12. Kansas State is the top, and I can see why. Obviously, Texas Tech and all that money that's just flowing in this year as they go all in to participate in the college football playoff. Then Arizona State, last year's number 1, Iowa State, number 4, followed by Baylor, TCU, Utah, BYU. And then rounding out the bottom is West Virginia at number 16.
Yeah, I mean that kind of reads, you know, follows from last season. Makes a little sense.
And as we get closer to, I think, the season, what I want to do is maybe come back to our thoughts on the season. I've been really giving it some thought. Iowa State played a lot of really tight, close games. I know that we're all excited to see the season play out. I'll be curious to see. I want to hear from you guys. Again, we'll talk about it in a future show of your expectations for the Cyclones in this team. But I want to kind of get into the season before the season starts here, before we head to Dublin, and just see how how all the workouts turn out, and once they return and jump into camp and what that looks like. And injuries will be play a big factor, as they always do. We've got some young kids that are coming in that are expected to do some good things. Hearing some good things already about the running back room. Of course, we've seen Rocco Beck and what he can do. We've got some new receivers that they've
Big
got some
shoes to
big
fill.
shoes. Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I want to ask you guys a question. So, this was not the poll, but I'll add it back in. So there was a survey that was put out, and there was a lot of discussion around this on local radio about the watchability of home games. So if you're a fan, or if you're someone that were to invest in season tickets for one team in the country, for the watchability of the games, and you're looking at the competitiveness, the talent level that's on the field for both teams, not just the home team, but for both teams. Iowa State came out with the highest rated home watchability score of all of these teams that are on the screen. And I found it interesting because you look at it and you're talking about better than Oklahoma, Notre Dame, Oregon, Georgia. Those are some pretty big names, but you think about the schedule, and Brent, I know you're going to have a vested interest in one of those home games in particular, because Malachi will be making his appearance at Jack Trice. Or is he, have you heard yet, or has he heard? Is it still too soon what the plans are for him for the season?
Yeah, it's soon, but I think it's really too soon. He's third and fourth, kind of with those 3 and 4. So never know, never know, man. Just see what happens. But perfect world, he red shirts, and that still allows him 4 games to play. So hopefully that one game will be in Ames. That'd be great, but we'll see.
So any surprises? Of course, we've got the Iowa game at home this year, Kansas at home. We do have Kansas State on the road, but both Arizona schools are coming to Jack Trice, which I think is really cool to have those schools come up here. And Arizona State, if memory serves me, that's a November game. Won't that be too bad?
That's what we want right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, this is not a surprise to me, and I mean no disrespect to our program and things like that. It's been a phenomenal job that Coach Campbell has done, but with building that program, when you look at these other schools on here, like I would think like a lot of these schools and a lot of these programs feel like especially in football. They're good, they're going to win. I think more people tune in to Iowa State because of how the program has changed, and then when you have big programs come in um, to play the Cyclones at home and they end up losing, everybody's like, damn, like, okay, well, we never gave them respect before. Let's see if this is a fluke for next week and then the next week. And so we, keep rolling out big seasons, keep rolling out big wins. And, I think for that fact, like, if Iowa State is going to play, a Texas or something like that, versus Ohio State playing somebody else, we feel like Ohio State is going to win that game. Let's see, what the Cyclones do against the Longhorns or against, BYU or whatever. And they come in and watch the game, and they get really entertained and see a W. So I think that's what catapults us to the top of the list, and to be within this 30, top within these 30. I mean, you got Alabama at 16. The amount of games that people probably miss in Alabama because hey, roll tide. We expect to win that game. We're gonna turn it over and see what these Cyclones do, and we give them a show, and that's credit to the Coach Campbell and the coaching staff.
Well, you look at the value of the fan dollar, though. Home game, that first home game is week 1 against South Dakota, who's a really strong FCS
They are
program. They
right.
Aiden Bowen, who had played or had been a part of the Iowa State program and transferred out, is a quarterback up there. Of course, Iowa, that's going to be a huge game every year. But
Mhm.
then, like I said, we've got Arizona, Arizona State, BYU. These are big games that even last year, if we had had the chance to play some of these teams direct in the regular season, would have been huge. And now to have them at home, I think just speaks to the opportunities that are out there for the Cyclones. And of course, big game against Kansas. Just really shaping up to be a fun season as we head into August, right? First
Mhm.
game's in August, guys. Next month.
It's 23rd. It's crazy, man.
Uh,
Almost
what
here,
what
baby.
what date is that Iowa game?
It's
September
usually the
6th.
September 6th. That's
September
right.
6th.
And it's
September
11
6th.
o'clock kickoff, and that's a game where we've got the Fox crew coming in for that game. So talk about a little extra juice like we need anymore for that game.
No, we don't need nuts for that game.
Have you guys
No.
seen? So the athletics department, I don't know if you guys have seen this, but they are selling this balcony package, and it's an auction format. So you can select which game you want of the 6 home games, and then purchase this. I think you get 30 tickets up in the nosebleeds, but nonetheless, it's like 30 tickets. You've got beverages, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, yard games, some snacks, and some sort of package for clothing, attire, and that sort of thing. I think that really seems like a really good deal. I've been looking at that thinking, that might be a lot of fun to try to set up. The only downside to that, as I was looking, it's just a 2-hour window right before game. That would be tough. I'm used to tailgating a little bit longer than that anymore, and I don't know if I can get it all in 2 hours.
That's true. So you can do all of those things just within that time frame,
Yeah,
just
yeah, and
those
they've
two
got
hours. So when do the tickets go live to bid on?
they're live now on
They're
the
live now.
athletics
Okay.
department. Yep, and I think it's through Friday or at some point on Friday that the bidding closes. So if you're interested in jumping in on that, do so quickly.
Are you
Man,
bidding?
no. I bet you Dave gotta be.
I'm
You're a
thinking
little
about
too
it.
excited about that one, my man.
I,
You gotta knock it out.
hey, look, I could probably find 30 friends, right?
Oh, for sure.
That would love to
Yeah.
join for something like that. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Again, I just don't know that 2 hours is enough time.
Drinks, yard games, and apparel. I mean, you
And,
can drink and do
yeah,
yard games, so that's 2 knocked off
well,
right
and there's
there, right?
food, and I think there's an overhang, so you're protected in the event there's rain or inclement weather.
Oh, yeah. It's not a bad gig, man.
You're in with me?
No, I'm not. But I'm just saying that's not a bad gig.
No,
If you
no.
win, I will come. I promise
Okay.
I'll come.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
I'll be there.
Marcus, you're coming too.
I don't know about the inclement weather. We don't get many
But
days of that out here.
hey,
They get, the
you made a
kids get
little.
upset when the school don't let them go outside for inclement weather. We get inclement weather for it being too hot. Seriously.
You made reference about, and as I hear my dogs barking upstairs, you made a reference about Alabama. Did you guys both see or heard some scuttle about the possibility of Nick Saban coming back to coach football again. Keep in
He's
mind, he's
not coming
73.
back.
He'll be 74 in October.
He's not coming back. I don't think.
What?
I think Nick is one of those. I think Nick is one of those old school coaches, and no disrespect, but you have some coaches who feel like, you come to school, you get an education, you play a sport, and then you go on, and the coaches get all the money, which I'm not nowhere close to being. Like, I'm a firm believer in the talent being a talent, which is drawn in all of this, and I'm a firm believer of the whole NIL and all of this climate that we're in now. I think it should have been that way for a long time. Would have loved for it to have been that way. Iowa State would have got a fourth year out of me had it been back in 2000. But I don't think he'll be able to mentally compete because he's been so much against it for so long. Um, but there's more than enough of revenue sharing that could go around, and I'm sure those players in Alabama is commanding a couple of commas to get them there. But I think he's made a ton of money, and he's no spring chicken. So I think he just prefers to sit in the booth and make his comments and then go home to his 3,000-acre land that he got down in Tuscaloosa or wherever he's living at.
So I
That's
think
it.
where it came out is SEC is having their media days this week.
Mm.
Kirby Smart had shared, or somehow the news got out, that defensive coordinator Will Muschamp, I don't know if he's the DC or an analyst of some type, has left the program. So I think there was just sort of a, hey, would you consider bringing in Nick Saban in that same role?
He he doesn't. He definitely doesn't come back and go to Bama. I don't think so.
Yeah.
The reason he got out of it was because of all of this NIL stuff, and I know he doesn't want to deal with that. I mean, he still gets to break guys down and do the same thing right now on Fox or whoever he's broadcasting with. So I think for him, it's way less stress. Like Marcus said, he's got some commas in the bank, and he's still filling those commas up, doing these games on the weekend. So
Yep.
I don't see that happening.
And let's point to his contemporary, Bill Belichick, who's 73 and is starting his first season as head coach at North Carolina, which I think is going to be absolutely fascinating to watch that play out.
Well, that's kind of no offense to the North Carolina football program, but Alabama football program is virtually NFL program. So the pressure, the pressures and everything that you got to deal with. If you become an overachiever at North Carolina, then that's great. That's not North Carolina basketball. Same way Duke football, Duke basketball. So if you're able to change that program around, if you can't, then it's pretty much understandable. Alabama, they think Georgia, Clemson, Auburn, they think they're supposed to win it every single year. And as we see now, with the NIL and the climate of everything and being able to pay players, everyone is becoming a lot more competitive. And it's to me, it's great to see. It's absolutely great to see.
Well, Brent, you're sitting there in the jersey with NCAA college football coming out soon. I think that we had a friend of the program design this EA Sports logo or graphic for the football game. So congratulations, you finally made it, my friend.
Hey, okay. Even though it's fake, I'll take it. You're about 40 pounds light on that picture too. I love it.
Man. Shit. I'll take the 40 pounds lighter.
Right.
The only thing is you played with a Sinado logo, right? You never had the iState.
Yeah. Nope, I did not have the iState. Nope. So that'd be the only knock, but it looks dope though.
And Marcus, I really don't want to leave you out, my friend. Here's the basketball version.
That's it.
Man, that is it.
You know the irony of those pictures? They were both against Kansas. Mine was against Kansas, and that's Marcus against Kansas.
Is that Kansas or UNI?
That's Kansas. Those are the games I scored against. So
that's stupid score. got that basketball bounce.
That's it.
That ball right into his arms. Ain't nobody getting that out.
No, sir.
I would have loved to see somebody get in front of him and try to stop that.
The
that
crazy part
truck.
about even on that play, I think Tyson almost got it before I did, and I was like, nah.
It's like,
Just
thank
ready
you
right
all.
over there too.
I've
Like,
got
yeah,
it
give
taken
me
care of.
that.
Well,
Yeah,
and
but we all for that as long as EA Sports send that check.
That's it. Let me get that check.
how much do you think you get paid for being on the cover? Do you get more
Huh?
than everybody else for being on the cover?
I don't know. I don't know. I obviously never been on the cover
I
of
would
one, but
so. I'd imagine so, because just being in the game, they're paying
you get.
everybody. So I imagine to be on the cover.
I
But I
definitely
don't,
sit
because they're
and love to get
designated
that.
for kids.
I love to get that Chase app text message from that
That
random
deposit.
quarterly. Oh hey, didn't know about that one.
Hey,
Appreciate you, EA Sports.
we're going out to dinner tonight. What you want to eat? It's
Man,
on me. That's it. Dinner's on me tonight. Shit.
Football season
man,
coming. I've really enjoyed Jack Trice Mafia, and every day they have a forgotten Cyclone clip of the day.
Yep.
I'm waiting
It's,
for yours to come up, Brent, on one of those touchdowns.
they had one. I shared it. It was a minute ago, but I shared it. They had
Is
one.
that the Colorado one?
I think it was. Yep. I think it was super cool.
Boy, and
Like,
that gets you so excited to be able to watch those come up.
yeah.
Hmm.
So
They do a
another
good job, man.
yeah, it is fun. And how much time that's got to take forever to find clips, and they've really gone back and found a lot of old
Yeah.
video it's not like it's only from the 2000s. I mean, they've gone back 80s, 70s, 60s.
Right.
They've done a really nice job at that. Hey, and other football news, you may have caught this one, Brent, but 2026 commit and three-star recruit Jeffrey Roberts announced that he was transferring from Ames to Dowling. I found that pretty
I saw that.
interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys okay with some of these transfer now? Unique situation. Again, Dowling's a private school. He's already committed to Iowa State. His mom got a new job, so they're moving to West Des Moines for that. So I really don't see any issues on that. I was kind of surprised that it was made a big deal in the media, other than this guy is very talented. So maybe that's the news angle on this. Brent, I know you were in a little bit of a similar situation with Malachi transferring from Waukee to Ankeny. Any thoughts
I
on
mean,
Jeffrey Roberts?
I would say it's different. The hair different, but I don't know, man. I can't, I got respect for what Tom does at Dowling. So they tend to get some of the better players. I will say that. They all tend to want to come over because Dowling is a storied program. They're known to compete, and they'll make a run. They got a chance to win a championship there. And sometimes those guys don't get the nods that they would necessarily want. They don't get the looks there in Ames. The coaches don't come and recruit them. Luckily, he's already committed, but I think the kid just wants to compete for a possible championship, get in the playoffs. He just wasn't going to do it in Ames. They just don't have the talent, don't have the kids there. But moves up here, he's instantly gets a chance. So yeah,
And didn't Ames drop down? I don't want to say drop down a level, because that's probably not an accurate portrayal, but they're playing more
A
smaller
class
schools
level.
now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there was some I don't know if it's reclassing or rezoning, I guess is a better way
Right.
to put it, for teams who travels where and stuff like that. And Ames was a part of that because they're closer to the Marshall towns and stuff like that. So I think they kind of got grouped with them. So there was some changes. I don't know if that takes effect this year or next year, but that does kind of put them in a different bracket. And I don't know if they dropped down to 3A or not. I feel like 4A.
Yeah, I thought they did too.
They might be. I'm not totally sure. So I'm not necessarily in the coaching realm. I hear about it and kind of see it, but yeah, I think they definitely realigned though when it comes to that stuff. we're trying to change some travel and stuff like that up for guys. So.
All right, we want to take our quick break here. I know we've got a quick out this evening, so we'll hear a word from our sponsors.
Making great tasting bourbon requires the perfect combination of ingredients, conditions, and time. The longer it rests, the better it tastes. Revelton Distillery's new single barrel bourbon is made from 80% corn, sourced 100% from Iowa farmers. And unlike mass-produced bourbons, each barrel of Revelton's single barrel bourbon is unique, proofed on when it tastes best. As they like to say, it'll be ready when it's ready. And to ensure the highest standards of quality and flavor, owners Rob and Christy Taylor oversee the production and bottling. Every single barrel. Iowa born, Iowa aged, Iowa bottled. Try the new single barrel bourbon from Iowa's own Revelton Distillery. ReveltonDistillery.com. When energy meets precision, anything is possible.
I'm Carter Hawley, the Chief Energy Officer of the Iowa State Cyclones. I'm full of energy on and off the court, but nothing gives me more energy than helping families find their dream home. And that's where Green Beret Realty comes in. They're more than just realtors. They're a team dedicated to getting things right for you and your family, just like we get it right on the court. Sometimes it takes a team to get the call right. And when you're buying a home, you want a team that makes all the right calls. That is Green Beret Realty. And here's the best part. When you buy or sell a home through Dan at Green Beret Realty and mention this ad, he'll make a donation to the We Will Collective, helping student athletes like me thrive on and off the court.
Green Beret Realty, because getting the call right means everything.
All right, we're back to In the Side of the Storm, fellas. Little basketball news. Audie Crooks has come back with some hardware as the USA Women's AmeriCup team won a gold medal in Santiago, Chile a couple weeks ago. So congrats to Audie.
Man, big ups.
Nice.
Big.
Yeah, that's a huge trip for a 20-year-old kid to go
That's
down
dope.
to go down to Chile and play games like that. That's a great experience. We talked a little bit about that last week or a couple weeks ago there, Marcus. You weren't really a big fan of making those big international trips.
Nah, I should have a gold medal somewhere that I don't even know where it is.
Ooh, got to pull that out.
Well, it's not real gold, so
Okay.
once we found out that, it's like, well, you're damn about it.
We need that
Yeah.
law.
Right. But nah, I mean the experience is cool. I hope she enjoyed it. At any rate, I probably think she probably didn't. Because a lot of different areas. Things have gotten better in the time, so maybe travel is different. It's been over 20 years since I was a part of anything like that, so maybe things have gotten better. But it's always a great accolade to be able to say you got a gold medal and as you progress on.
Well, and to be 20 and to be able to travel internationally, that's just, I think it's a great experience for anybody.
Yeah.
Even if it's the only international trip that you ever make, it's something to be able to see the world and to be able to just see other cultures, foods, and the experience of it all. I think it's really neat for her to be able to do that, represent
Yeah.
the U.S. and come back with gold.
Foods gets a little crazy. I don't know if you're a big TikTok watcher and stuff like that, but you go to a couple of these countries, they picking up stuff off the floor and with they feet and like I'm real big on being Americanized, and I go to different countries and stuff like that. I'll hit the grocery store quick and make my little pastas or get chicken and slice it up, but I wasn't big on restaurants and stuff out there. Like but what the Argentinian food tastes like, man, I have no idea at all.
Well,
But
with
some
my
people like it.
last job, I used to travel quite a bit internationally, and I remember, going to China as one example. You talk about just foods that I don't eat a lot of Chinese food.
Squid
And
on it.
I would throw in several protein bars or something just to get me by where, hey, if I really needed to, I can eat a Cliff
Mm-hmm.
Builder bar, something like that, that just to get me by and fill myself up with Coke Zero or water or something like that, just to give that feeling that I was full.
Uh-huh. Yeah. I mean, you see some crazy stuff over there, and I mean, it's normal to them, but it ain't normal to us.
No.
Mhm.
Yep. I've had chicken feet.
Uh-oh.
I've had heart, chicken heart. I've eaten actually like a bull testicle. That was
Oh
down
no.
in Brazil. Yeah, that was
Why?
good.
Like, how? Why?
It's one of those things where again, it's the experience, it's a culture. I'll never, ever have anything like that. I'm like, I'm here, might as well try it. And meanwhile, they look at you like, look at the American,
Right.
because they're not eating it.
Right.
No, I'm
Like
good.
this guy's dope. What is he doing?
Uh, hey, we finally got one sold.
Yeah.
Been in the bag for 3 months. It's all right.
Well, it's one thing when you're only there for a week or 6 days, but yeah, I don't know if I could be at a place like that for 3 months. I don't know that I could do that.
Man.
All right, so summer schedule. Curtis Jones is really doing a nice job with the Denver Nuggets. I don't know if you've caught any of the summer league games. I've caught a few, but the other night against the Raptors, he had 20 points, 7 rebounds, and really was shooting well. 8 for 10 from the field, 3 for 4 from 3-point range. So he's doing what he has to do to be able to show that he can play in the league. Not sure. Have you guys caught any summer league games yet?
Um, I've watched a couple of them. Like those games. Those games are really bad. You know, you got. I mean, you got to understand. As a young player, even my first year in it, I recognize how bad it was because it's a lot of young kids. You know, of course, for the lottery picks and first round picks and things like that, you know that you're on the team. A lot of other kids, I mean, they just scrap everything that you put in, the practice wise, to run plays. Soon as that ball go up, all of that is out the window. I mean,
Yeah.
it's crazy chaos, crazy chaos. Um, but it does, you know, for somebody like Curtis, even if he doesn't get a chance to, you know, be retained by Denver or stay in Denver or whatever, you know, that does build your resume for, you know, a big club overseas. So, you know, that puts, you know, he can put an extra $10,000 to $15,000 a month in his pocket, you know, over in the place, you know, that has a big club, and come back the next year after having good stats that this season, come back next summer and do the exact same thing, and you know, go at it again. But for the most part, after you know the first couple games, first couple weeks, like they've already sent Cooper Flag home. I think the Reeve Shepard has gone home. I don't know how much more Bronny's going to be playing. You know, after those first couple of games, it started to get really weird. Then you have one team that's leading, you know, that's trying to win the whole championship of the summer league. You know, that pretty much plays well. That will maybe have a couple of veterans on the team that it was on there last year or something like that, or a couple of veterans that know how to play. But overall, it's just a lot. I mean, it's here in Vegas, and you know, I'm not even going. So watch a couple of them on the TV, and you know, but otherwise, like I'm going to start trying to catch the Denver one because I think I forgot that he was on that team. I saw him Ward the other day. Forget who he was with.
Yeah, I don't recall either, but I'd heard something that he's been playing fairly well.
Yeah. So if I can catch you know the guys playing and stuff like that, but I mean you'll look up and it'll be a 30-point game. So, man, still the first half because,
Yeah.
because it's bad basketball. But you know, more power to him. You know, good luck to them all. But now that I know that you know he's on that team, I'm gonna you know look and see if I could put it into my Hulu to remind me when those games come on.
Well, they should be wrapping up this week. I think they're about done. You know, I think part of the play too, the issue with play is these guys haven't really played together. They've not practiced together.
Right.
They're together
Right.
for a couple days and boom, let's go play a game.
Yep. Some of them not even that long. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, some A couple guys come in like a day or two, before the games begin and start. And I mean, so many teams you don't get to have no kind of practice time. It's really to showcase and try to find the diamond in the rough. A lot of NBA teams have relationship with teams overseas, so they're showcasing them a lot. So if we can facilitate you signing them there, you give us more intel on how they're playing over the season, and if they're progressing, then we can bring them back. So it's a lot of politics that goes along with it. But it's something fun for the fans to see here in the 110 degrees Vegas heat.
All right, I want to make fun of Chris Shipley again because we haven't done it this show yet. So apparently this is his scene, his view of his vacation. Looks like he's just staying in a double wide trailer somewhere in an undisclosed location, literally down by the river. You can see the water right there.
It looked like you brought those red chairs out there.
Probably. So vacation, summer activities. What do you have a favorite memory growing up of the summer for you, whether it's vacation or things that you did during the summer months?
For me, it was always AAU basketball. I was, I've had my driver's license since I was 14. So, driving me and the head coach of the team, we were the only two that had driver's license. So he was in one van, I was in the other. So we was driving all over the country, just being together with the teammates and being the unknown players is just going to different states and just winning, AAU tournaments and championships in different places was always a fun thing. We had quite a few guys that ended up, going to play D1. A couple guys play pro, things of that nature. But mostly as a kid, that's all I did in the summertime was play ball.
How about you, Brent?
I I'd always go back to Tennessee. So I was in Memphis a lot for the summers. So
really,
I mean, yeah, my family's from there. So, the car rides up through Little Rock and hanging out, running the streets in Memphis, man, playing basketball and doing whatever in the park and whatever, just being a kid. Best
from
memory.
Houston?
Yeah, Houston to Memphis. Yep.
How long was the drive was that?
10. It was like 10, 9.5, 10. Yep. 9.5, 10. But I had an uncle so my uncle had one of those vans that he kind of, it was like a travel van. So
right.
Yeah, the cousins was being there, and we have a table down, so we playing spades.
Illegal. Everybody just piled in there, just right.
Just in there, whatever, man. And he's going like 100 miles an hour on the highway. And he's like, I don't like to slow down. So we, everybody, whoa, shit, cars falling off the table and stuff. But
that's
it
dope.
was man. That's the all that fun stuff. And then pull up to my grandma's house, and she's got homemade ice cream she's making in the driveway. She always had the ice cream machine in the driveway, and then she'd always have my Butterfingers and Snicker bars in the freezer inside the house. So,
nice.
You probably would never want to leave.
Oh man, yeah. Grandma's house was it. That was always it. When I was a kid, I thought the driveway was like a mile long. When I got older, I was like, damn, that's it. But everything looks so much bigger when you're a kid. You're like, wow, this is so big and huge, and it's so different now.
All right, so we're really close to the season starting for football. I got a couple questions for you before we close for the day. Which are you more excited to watch? Okay, Stranger Things season 5 or Cyclone football?
I've never watched Stranger Things season anything.
Right. I think I started an episode and I was like, this ain't my thing. Let the kids handle it. So that's a
love it.
Clear cut Cyclone football.
The wife loves stuff like that. Like I don't like shows that's like dark. I always tell her about her shows like that, and she's like, I know you're gonna say it's dark. Like these shows, like I gotta try to focus past. There's no wonder everybody's sneaking up on people because there ain't no light in this show, But shows like that make me sleepy. Definitely football game. Definitely
Well,
football game.
I only brought up Stranger Things because I think it dropped today, the preview for the next season. That I think it comes in 3 segments. So part 1 is what, Thanksgiving, part 2 is Christmas Day, and part 3 is New Year's Eve day.
Oh wow! So they dropped it. Okay, so they dropped it that late in the fall. Okay.
Yeah, there's, I think, three or 4 episodes per drop.
Mm.
When does it come on? Like every other week or something?
No, they'll drop 3 at a time on Netflix.
Oh wow! Then they make you wait
A month to watch the next 3. Yeah. All right.
Now, if you
Ooh,
would have said Dexter,
suspense.
if
More
you would have said
excited,
Dexter, I would have been all about it. I
more
messed with
excited to
Dexter.
watch Superman or Marvel.
I'm a Marvel guy.
Yeah, yeah. There's more. There's more to Marvel. I think.
Yeah.
You know, more storylines. There's
Oh,
multiple
yeah.
storylines.
Yeah.
It's not just one. Superman is just Superman. I like a little bit of, need a little bit more than just the one. So Marvel for sure.
Have you seen the new James Gunn version of Superman?
Mm-mm.
I heard people say it's not that well.
It's
Yeah.
it's all right.
Right, so get dressed, bub.
It just feels like they try to throw too much in and forgot some of the story development that needs to go with that. There's characters I'm going, who's that? What?
Right.
You know, you've watched Superman in so many iterations, you know what's going on, but
Yeah.
I don't know. Part of it has to be the story. There was too much there.
Yeah. Trying to compete with the Marvels.
Yeah, exactly. And
Wow.
and Superman was getting his ass kicked the entire movie, and it was the dog. The dog was in there to save the day every time. I thought, no dog, Superman's dead.
He ain't got that dog in him, but he with him. That's all right.
Last night was the Major League Baseball All-Star game, so maybe this isn't the best time to ask the question, but which would be more excited to watch? All-Star game or the ESPYs?
Probably All-Star game.
Yeah, I haven't really. I mean, I only watch the ESPYs for like when I know they're about to announce something, but I don't really, never really been a big ESPYs guy personally.
Yeah.
So I'll definitely watch a home run derby or any of those things in the All-Star game. I'd be all about that.
All right, and last question. Which would you rather watch? Which would you be more excited to watch? A White House presser or paint dry?
Yeah, got something in the garage. I'll watch.
I already know. I'm going to run spot.
I probably the White House presser because, like, as a father, I really, my wife can't stand it, but I really have to know, good or bad, what's going on.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that just comes out, and now I got to tell my kids one way or the other. But I'll be half-ass on my phone and listening and popping my eye to the TV screen. And when I hear something every once in a while that's just outlandish, but I as a father, I got to know what's going on in order to, defend against the madness.
Yeah.
It's a TV show as well.
I'd stick to my paint dry because I just hop on Twitter or something and they'll give me the cliff notes because I'm like, I can't sit there and like Marcus will be on his phone and doing everything else. I'm like, just give me the cliff notes of what it is, man. So because I couldn't do it.
All right, before we head out here, Revelton Distilling Company, Marcus, have you placed your first order? They are now shipping to, I think, 40 some odd states. So if you haven't placed your order with Revelton, just go online and you can place your order for any of their beverages, any of their whiskeys, the mulberry gin that I just absolutely love. I ran out tonight, so this is my last glass. But
no, I haven't placed my order, but I will go online and see what they got. Since I'm a big Big whiskey guy. Big drinker over here.
And while
No,
you're
I see.
ordering that, Brent, do you ship to? Will you ship to Las Vegas?
I
see
haven't
you've
yet.
got
I'm
some-
actually going to. I gotta do a test run. I'm gonna use Marcus as my test run here, so see how product gets there and costs and all of that fun stuff, man. So
Good for
yeah,
you, Marcus.
we'll tap in there, man.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm not going to tell the kids a word about it.
And
I
you're
don't
doing
want
beef. You're doing.
I
some
don't want to
smoked-
send it now with shit. It's too hot, so I'm like, this might be like one of those times I might need to.
I just got something. I just got something sitting down. Look how they send it in.
Man,
I'm like, and there's nothing even perishable. So I'm like, I'm wondering. That's what Junior just brought in. I'm wondering what's in here that they have the insulation and everything, like a little cool pack and everything. But you know,
prepare, man.
they just
It's
they know.
hot and it's in a truck all
They
day.
know.
Yeah. So yeah. So I plan on tapping into it this fall, man. So hopefully that it drops down to about 80, 85. Like you know what I'm saying, a high 85.
So about
maybe a max.
January, Marcus.
Hopefully by the time we play Iowa, I'll be
Yeah,
sitting with some clutches watching the game.
there it is.
This is gonna bring the dub right here.
That's
And
it.
Brent, did I see you're smoking this weekend? Barbecue?
Yep. Yes, sir. Doing the old coach's smokehouse weekend, man. So had a couple of people already hit me up like, oh, I've been waiting. Well, let's pull up. Come see us, man. So,
All right, so get in, see Brent at Coach's Kolaches. Marcus, you guys, both of you you've been getting up early at 5 a.m. to work out. Marcus Jr.
Boy,
So
knees is on fire.
you're dragging
it.
tonight. Brent,
There you
you've
go.
got some workouts tonight that you're putting in with some kids. So thanks everyone for joining us. It's been a privilege to have everyone join us for tonight, both live in person and then through the recording and YouTube, all the streaming services, podcasting services. Remember our sponsors. Without them, we probably would not have a show. So thank you to Revelton Distilling, Greenberry Realty, and of course our studio sponsor, Andrew Downs and AKC Marketing. Thanks everyone and have a great evening. Go Cyclones.
Go Cyclones.
There's a cyclone brewing on the outskirts tonight. Jack Tribe shakes when the team takes flight. Hilton's rocking, hear the magic call. We rise together, we'll never fall. There's a cyclone brewing on the outskirts tonight. Jack Tribe shakes when the team takes flight.